Good morning and welcome back. I am Penny from So Charming Quilt Shop in Clanton, Alabama, and we are on part 2 of a video. We are making a quilt called Pre-Cut Party, and this was our pattern. It was a free pattern off of Riley Blake's website, and in the description below this video I'll tell you how to get to that pattern if you want that pattern. But I've already got all of my stuff together. I put it in a bag, so it's ready to go. And I'm ready to take it out to do the next step. So we've got our pattern. We went to the first page of the pattern and we cut all this last video. So if you missed that video, go back. I'll put them in a playlist so that you won't miss anything. But the first video is the cutting and the sewing of these strips. So it's the first page of the pattern. The next thing we're going to do is this next page. We are going to take all of our pieces out of our bag and, well, let me bring you down to the table so you can see it. All right, what we've got ready is scissors, pins, and our bag of stuff. Now, I've already oiled my machine and changed my bobbins. These back here behind me, this tub that everybody thinks is candy, is really bobbins. I wish it was candy, but it's bobbins. So I have changed my bobbins out, or my bobbin out, and I've got my bag of stuff that went with this quilt. Put my bag to the side. I got my units together. Got some strips that I didn't need. I've got the charm packs and I've got these packs. So here we are. All I need right now is the F and the G. So I'm going to pull the F and G out, and I'm just going to go ahead and put back all of these other things to get them out of my way and off my table. I don't even need the rulers. So all that's out of my way. Oops. Okay. Well, I do need that. I need the charm pack, the F, and the G. And what I'm going to start is I'll open my charm pack, throw away my cardboard. Okay. I'm going to take the F's out of the bag, and I'm going to keep the label on them so I don't get confused. I don't want to mix up these pieces, which would kind of be hard to do, but still, I'm just going to keep them together. Okay. I'm going to take one charm pack, and I'm going to take 2 of piece F, and I'm going to lay them like this. So I'll do the charm pack, and then I'll do a F piece on each side. I'll put them right sides together, and I'll stitch down this side. Everything's a 1/4 inch. When I get done with this one, I'll do this one. And then I'll iron them open. And that's the piece I want to make. Now the pattern calls for 4 blocks across by 5 blocks down. I'm going to change mine up a little because I want mine a little bigger. And since I've got the extra charm pack pieces, I shouldn't have a problem with that. So I'm going to go, instead of 4 across, I'm going to do 5 across. And instead of 5 down, I'm going to do 6 down. So I'll do 5 across and 6 down for my purpose. Then, when I get it to that size, if I decide to add more, I can add more. But that's what I'm going to start with, 5 across and 6 down. So that being said, 5 times 6 is 30. I need 30 pieces that look like this. Since I have 42 in here, I can still make it larger if I want to, but I'm going to start with that size. So I'm going to put my pattern to the side, And I am going to put part G to the side right now. And I am going to start with making 30 pieces that look like this. If I decide to make more later, I will. But right now, I'm going to start with 30 pieces. So I'm going to pick out of these which ones that I want to use and which ones I don't. Since there's not many creams, I'll take them out first, but because I don't want them blending in with this enough, like that one right there, I'm going to take out. So that leaves me, really, there's not a whole lot of creams in this one. This part I don't count as cream, it's got a lot of color to it. So I'm just going to pull those out automatically, and I'm just going to start randomly picking from here. And I like to do it like this so that I can get a color array of colors and not just all the same color at the same time, because that gets boring. So there's those pieces. I'm going to make 30 of these. So I'll just pick a color, pick one of these, and instead of doing them one at a time, I'm going to chain piece them. Which means instead of cutting my thread, I'm just going to keep sewing. So there's one. Actually two, because I already made one. So this would be 3. This would be 4. And this is what's called chain piecing if you don't know. It's just you don't break your thread in between them. It saves a little bit of thread and it saves a little bit of time. I'm going to keep doing this until I get to 30 of them, and then we'll come back and do the other side. Once you have your pieces sewn like this, you'll take them and flip them and do the other side. So I'll stitch this side. Now I'm going to be off sewing today, so that's why I'm going to do the rest of mine there, but I'm showing you how here. So I'll take my next one and I'll chain piece it, sewing it 1/4 inch on the other side of this block. Then I'll clip my threads, and then I'll iron this side open to look like this one did. Once you've got these all ironed open, you'll take your part G, which is the longer strip. We'll take one of these and we'll stitch one to the top and one to the bottom. So I'm going to do that with all of these, and then we'll move on. So I'll take this and I'll stitch it down this side at 1/4 inch. Then I'll do the next one, but for ease of purposes, let me show you this. This would be, I would keep chain piecing them, and then I'll stitch this one on this side, lining them up. And then I'll iron this open to make that center unit. And that's what you come up with. I'm going to do this 30 times, and then we will start the next set. Once you have 30 of these done, your next step will be to break these block sets out that we made earlier. So I'll take them out of their bags. I'm going to keep my sets separate, but here is my 4-block set, and here was my 6-block set. So I'm going to put the 6s to the side. I'm going to take the 4s, and I'm going to put a 4 on each side. Just like we sewed these in, we're going to sew these in. So I'll take the 4-block set down the side with the shorter strip, and then I'm going to line it up, and I'm going to stitch this at 1/4 inch. You can pin it if you like. Whatever is easier for you. This is your quilt. Do it your way. And I'll end up chain piecing this the same way we did those others. But to show you, this is what I'm doing. Once I do that, I'll iron it open. And it's going to look like that. Now I want this side to look like this side. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to flip it on its side, line it up, and then sew it down that side. Just make sure it stays lined up. And then I'll iron it open. And now I've got a unit that looks like this. To complete the unit, I need to put one on each side of this. So now I'll take my 6-block and I'll put it here. And I'll take another one and I'll put it here. And I'm going to do the exact same thing we did over here, here. So I'll lay it on its side, take the first set, line it up, and stitch down this side at 1/4 inch. And again, when I'm making these, I will be chain piecing them, but I'm showing you, so I'm doing it one at a time. I'll iron that side open. It looks like this now. So now I need this side to have the block. So I'll put this here, lay it on top of each other, right sides together, line it up. And stitch down this side. Cut my thread and iron it open. And there's my block. Once I've got this done, I want 30 of these. Now remember, you don't have to, but this pattern shows it 4 across by 5 down. So if you want to do 4 times 5 is 20. If you want to do 20 of these, do 20 of these. This quilt size ends up being 58 by 72. So if you want 58 by 72, do 4 by 5. I want mine a little larger. I'm going to make mine 5 by 6, so I need 30 blocks. So I'm going to keep going with this until I get 30 pieces that look like this. Then we'll come back and finish it up. Now that we have this unit made, I'm going to stop for right now. I'm going to keep going and I'm going to make my 30 blocks. And if you want to make it 20, make it 20, however big you want to make it. But I'm going to make 30 units that look like this. And then we will come back in the next video and put them together. So the job right now, if you're working along with me, is to put this unit together just like we did a few minutes ago. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you could follow along. If you have questions, put them in the comments. I'll help all I can, and I'll have a description below as to any kind of information that I might think you might need. If you have a question and it's something that others could learn from too, then I'll add that to the description. But for now, our job now is to finish these blocks. So until next time, you guys have a great day. Enjoy what you're doing. Get in that sewing room, be creative, and happy quilting.